What's up, Gridiron Glory fans? The playoffs are right around the corner, and Gridiron Glory has you covered for everything leading up to Week 11. I'm now joined by Gridiron Glory producer Michael Roth, who's here to break down the current standings region by region. Let's start in Division 3, Region 11, where the 7-4-0 holds strong at the top.
Yeah, Nick, the top 4 seeds are all covered by Gridiron Glory in this region. Granville has held the top spot for a long time. The Blue Aces are the only unbeaten team in the region. They've all but clinched that they will be the top seed in the region right now. Jackson and Tri-Valley are looking to secure conference titles in Week 10, but victories could also keep them in the top 3 seeds. Next in this region is London at 4. Then we get a big gap of teams from Southeast Ohio with Sheridan, Miami Trace, Zanesville, and Chillicothe all projected to be going on the road in Week 11. None of these teams have clinched playoff berths just yet, but victories in Week 10 would likely be enough.
Now, that's a big victory from Tri-Valley last week in the Gridiron Glory Game of the Week, and we saw them jump up to 3 from that one. But who are the teams in the area that we need to keep an eye on?
Yeah, Nick, from outside the 7-4-0, Bishop Hartley and Columbus St. Francis de Sales are the 2 teams to watch. Last season, these 2 teams played in the regional title game, and they currently sit at 5th and 7th in the region, respectively. Western Brown is another team to watch. The Broncos have one of the most explosive offenses in the entire state. They already beat Jackson earlier in the season. They're led by quarterback Drew Novak.
Now moving to Division 4, Region 15, the 2 teams that played in the regional title last season stand 1-2. Who could shake things up this season?
Yeah, Nick, state-ranked teams like BLOOM-CARROLL and St. Clairsville are the top dogs, but John Glenn and Heath are the next highest-seeded teams from the 7-4-0. John Glenn plays Tri-Valley this week for the MVL title. A victory in that game would secure a top 3 seed for the Little Muskies. The Bulldogs had their signature victory of the season last week, defeating previously unbeaten Newark Catholic. After those teams, Meadowbrook, Cambridge, Philo, and Union Local are all seeded between 7 and 12.
Now, what about the teams that are playing for their playoff lives on Week 10?
Yeah, with the expanded playoff field to 16, Vinton County currently sitting at number 13. They're in right now. The Vikings play Wellston in a key TVC Ohio matchup in Week 10. Next up is Gallia Academy. The Blue Devils play 1-7 South Point. It'll be interesting to see if other teams can pass the Blue Devils this week with victories over stronger opponents. At number 15 is Licking Valley. The Panthers play Licking Heights this Friday. While the season hasn't gone as planned for Licking Valley, they pushed Sheridan to the limit in Week 1 and defeated London on the road in Week 2. Plus, Randy Boffman has as much playoff experience as anybody in the entire state. Warren is at number 16, and with teams like Maysville and Logan Elm on the outside looking in right now, it's going to be interesting to see how this region shakes out.
In Division 5, Region 19, some of the top teams in Southeast Ohio are battling it out for playoff positioning. Who are those teams?
Piketon and Ridgewood are both unbeaten, but Ironton is also sitting there at 8-1 with their only loss coming to Division 1 powerhouse Moeller. Once you get past those teams, Wheelersburg, Amanda Clear Creek, and Portsmouth are all looking to hold on to their top 8 seeds, which would secure a first-round home game for each team.
That's a lot of talented teams at the top of the region, but let's go to the teams that could bust some playoff brackets. Who are some of the under-the-radar teams to keep eyes on?
ZANE Trace has really been a surprise this season. After losing in Week 1 to Logan Elm, the Pioneers are rolling, with their only loss coming to unbeaten Piketon 28-24. After that, a pair of SOC2 rivals in Minford and Portsmouth West find themselves at 10th and 11th. A team I'm really high on is Liberty Union. While the Lions have 4 losses this season, the combined record of those opponents are 30-6. Coshocton, Wellston, West Muskingum, and Northwest are all looking to shake up the party at 14, 15, and 16.
And Region 23 has been dominated by Fort Fry in recent seasons. What are the teams that the Cadets might be looking out for?
Yeah, in the 7-4-0, Fairland is knocking on the door of the Cadets. After last season, Fort Fry dominated them, winning 47-7 in the regional title game. Fairland's been on a mission this season, though. The Dragons sit at 7-1 and are currently second in the region, only behind Fort Fry. Behind them from the 7-4-0, you have Barnesville and Sims Valley, who have a combined 1 loss between those 2 schools. Nelsonville, York, and Centerburg are currently projected to meet in round 1. That could be a very interesting contest in Week 11.
We see some strong teams in Southeast Ohio, but who else in the region are going to make some noise?
Unbeaten West Jefferson has a battle between 9-0 squads when they take on Mechanicsburg in Week 10. The Rough Riders would likely move up to number 2 in the region with a victory in Week 10. Other teams to watch are 8-1 Northmore and also Columbus Afrocentric, who both have the potential to make deep playoff runs this season.
Now last but certainly not least, we move to Division 7, Region 27. The teams of the region we've been following all season, and Michael, it could create some great playoff matchups.
Yeah, Nick, it's a three-horse race at the top between Newark Catholic, Shadyside, and Berne Union. This region has three of the top teams in the entire state for Division 7, all from Southeast Ohio. Currently, Newark Catholic has that top spot, and a victory in Week 10 would make it likely, but it does not guarantee that the Green Wave would be the top seed. After you get past that top three, it's incredibly close, but teams ranked 4, 5, and 6. East Knox has the slight edge over Trimble and Waterford currently. A victory over Division 4 foe Highland puts the Bulldogs ahead of both TVC Hawking rivals, but Trimble has yet to find a Week 10 matchup. If the Tomcats can get a marquee victory in Week 10, it could push them ahead of East Knox. We'll be monitoring that situation closely. Waterford also might be a sleeper in this region. Their only losses of the season have been to Trimble and Fort Fry. Both those teams are powerhouses. And with Gridiron Glory Player of the Year candidate Holden Daly leading the charge, the Wildcats shouldn't be counted out against anybody this season.
Wow, what a stacked region with teams from Southeast Ohio, and Gridiron Glory will have you covered all the playoff way. With playoff coverage from everything Southeast Ohio football, so make sure you follow along on the road to Canton. For my producer, Michael Roth, who is a great reporter, I'm Nick Viland, reminding you there's nothing better than Friday nights and Gridiron Glory.